Organisms are made up of one or more cells, which are considered fundamental units of life. So there are two types of cells of life, and here, as you see, there are unicellular and multicellular. And unicellular, of course, is like your bacteria cells, the things you can't see, the microscopic bacteria that or fungi that you can't see, that's too small and undetectable by the naked eye. And then you have your multicellular organisms, which of course is your mammals, your plants, your bigger species. So that's basically a sum up of what that is exactly. And I like this breakdown right here. It says in multicellular organisms, similar cells form tissues. Tissues in turn collaborate to create organs. Organs work together to form organ systems. So, it builds on top of each other. So I like the breakdown that they give there. And it talks a little bit more about multicellular organisms. And it says, such as humans are made up of many cells, right? The cells in multicellular organisms may be specialized to do different jobs and or organized into tissues, such as connective tissue, epithelial tissue, muscle, and nervous tissue. Tissues make up organs, such as the heart or lungs, which carry out specific functions needed by the organism as a whole. So, for people that knew, for people that didn't. Second, to identify you as a living thing, we will say metabolism. So life depends on an enormous number of interlocking chemical reactions. These reactions make it possible for organisms to do work such as moving around or catching prey, as well as growing, reproducing, and maintaining the structure of their bodies. So the sum total of the biochemical reactions occurring in an organism is called metabolism. So again, the sum total of the biochemical reactions occurring in an organism is called its metabolism. Metabolism can be subdivided into anabolism and cannibalism. In anabolism, organisms make complex molecules from simpler ones, while in cannibalism, they do the reverse. And we can go deeper into that a little bit later. Third is homeostasis. It must be able to do homeostasis. Living organisms regulate their internal environment to maintain their relatively narrow range of conditions needed for cellular function. For instance, your body temperature needs to be kept relatively close to 98.6 Fahrenheit. This maintenance is stable internal environment, even in the face of a changing external environment. So as long as your body is able to keep it cool inside, that is homeostasis. Growth is fourth, which makes sense. Living organisms undergo regulated growth. I think everything grows. Grass, us, our hair, ants, butterflies, they come from caterpillars. Everything seems to grow. That is definitely true. It needs to be able to grow. Reproduction. Living organisms can reproduce themselves to create new organisms. That is true. Reproduction can be either asexual, involving a single parent, or sexual, requiring two parents. So I'm happy that we know that. In sexual reproduction, two organisms produce sperm and eggs. Yeah, of course. It needs to be able to respond. So living organisms show irritability, meaning that they respond to stimuli, changes in their environment. And even many plants turn towards the sun, which is true. So that is an example of them, responding to their environment. And last is evolution. Populations of living organisms can undergo evolution, or can undergo evolution. So those are the 7 things that show that something is a living thing. And next up, of course, we will have another lesson coming. But did you know all 7 of those? Please let me know below, and hopefully you learned something from this lesson. Come back for the next one.